Thank you so much, Neha, for your wonderful talk. And I would like to call Mariam Chaudhary from House University, Bhutan. Mariam Chaudhary, are you here? Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Myself, Mariam Farooq, and I'm boy and MPhil in pharmacology from Bhakal Zakia University of Bhutan. Today, I am honored to present my research on comorbid epilepsy and depression in rodent model. In my study, we use combination of two drugs, prednisolone and sertraline, in order to test the effectiveness of these drugs in epileptic model to test whether these drugs are effective in depression in the patients who are dealing with epilepsy. As we all know, epilepsy is a neurological disorder in which spontaneous recurrent seizures occurs. Due to these seizures activities, these epileptic patients often face various comorbidities. And as you know, spontaneous recurrent seizures occurs, and due to these seizures activities, the epileptic patients often face various comorbidities, and depression is the most prevalent comorbidity in these patients. From literature, it is noted that approximately 2.2 million people are with epilepsy in Pakistan, and the lifetime prevalence of depression among epileptic patients is as high as 50%. The study protocol included was the PTZ-induced clinical model was used to induce seizures in wild sea mice. The study was conducted for 21 days, in which the PTZ seizures was given PTZ injection was given intraperitoneally on every alternate day, and treatment drugs used was prednisolone and sertraline in the dose of prednisolone 20 mg per kg intraperitoneally and sertraline 7.5 mg per kg intraperitoneally. After the dosing period, the various behavioral tests was conducted to analyze the depression-like behavior in these animals. For the assessment of depression, the first test performed was learned helplessness test. In this test, the parameter observed was the escape latency and number of escape failures. After analyzing the data in graph bed prism, the research shows that the animals who were given PTC injection to induce disease in these animals have the greater number of escape failures as compared to the treatment drugs. And from non-drugs, the combination was better in treating the animals, and the escape latencies were shorter in the PTC treated animals. The second test for depression was performed first preference test. The second test performed for depression was the sucrose preference test. In this test, the sucrose preference was noted. The animals which were treated with PTC has decreased preference towards the sucrose, but the treatment drugs has shown the greater preference towards the sucrose water. For anxiety-like behavior, open field test was performed. In this test, the animals anxiety-like For anxiety-like behavior, open field test was performed. In this test, the animals' anxiety-like behavior was noted. The PTC-treated animals shows the more chemotoxic behavior. In this test, the animals who have developed the tendency to enter to the adjacent compartment. In this test, the animals were given the food shock which were to create memory in those animals. The animals who have retained the good memory will take more time to cross the compartment to move into the adjacent compartment. For biochemical analysis, various tests were performed. In these biochemical analysis, the oxidative stress was measured. The test performed was MDA, catalase, SOD, and acetylcholine esterase. The level of these biochemical tests was measured. The MDA and SOD level was compared with the treatment drugs. The level of SOD The level of SOD was minimum in the PTC treated animals, but the
क्या हो बच्चे?
तो स्लाइड को फॉरवर्ड हो रही है इससे
आप
पहले मैं खत्म कर दूं।
इसको हैंडल सही करें ना।
नहीं अभी उसको मूव ही नहीं कर रही।
आप कंक्लूड कर दें, मैं समरी बता दें हमने काम।
At the end, the histopathological analysis was performed. In this analysis, the microscopic study was performed on the brain of the treated and the PTC diseased animals. The microscopic study brain was seen into the microscope. The hippocampus was noted at 4x, 10x, 40x. The region was seen in the microscope was CF1 region and CF3 region. The CF1 region was most prone to the epileptic seizure, as you can see in the graphs that CF1 region, the number of neurons is reduced as compared to the healthy and the treated animals. The morphological changes which occurs in these animals were the shrink and hypnotic cells that observed in the CF1 region of the hippocampus. Due to the neuronal death, these cells the cells appear shrunken at the time of analysis. The CF1 region, when compared to the healthy and treated animals, the line was very thin as compared to the treated and the healthy animals. Moreover, the cells more resistant to epileptic seizures were in the CH3 region. In CH3 regions, the neuronal cells get scattered due to the epileptic discharges. And due to this scattering, when the data was analyzed, the cells appear scattered in the graph, and due to this, the number of cells was increased in the PTC seizure or PTC diseased animals as compared to the healthy and treated animals. So this is shown that the CF1 region when comes in contact with the seizures attack, the cells get thinner or shrunk, and the pyknosis and necrosis of the neuronal cells occur. Due to this pyknosis and necrosis, the CF1 region get thin, and when these cells was compared, the healthy cells were with intact morphology, and the nucleus was intact in these cells. The conclusion of my study suggested that the combination therapy of brevictide and sertraline is safe to use in patients who have epileptic seizures along with depression, as the brevictide was good in protecting these epileptic seizures in the mice, but sertraline was good in reducing the depression in these animals. But when these two drugs combine, it shows the superior effect as compared to the drugs alone. So at the end, it is clear that the combination therapy of brevictide and sertraline is superior in controlling the epilepsy seizure as well as depression in the teaching and guiding you to the